Hey everyone, it's Milan from InfinniteLife and welcome to my brand new YouTube channel. And today I'm excited to be unboxing my brand new PlayStation 5 and giving you my first impressions. Now the console was first released in the US on November 12, 2020, and I was finally able to get my hands on one nearly 20 months after launch. Now I've had the console for about 4 weeks and I've been enjoying the heck out of it. And although it's been taking this long to finally get one, I think it's a perfect time because a lot of the next gen titles will have been or will be coming out later this year. I was so excited when I finally got it that I went ahead and opened it without even filming a true unboxing, so I'm not even going to pretend to take everything out of the box as if it was brand new. Now, before we get started, I would greatly appreciate your support on my brand new YouTube channel, so please like and go ahead and hit that subscribe button to my channel for future gaming and tech news and unboxings. So by now, I'm sure many of you have probably seen plenty of PlayStation 5 unboxing videos, so we're going to run through some of these things fairly quickly. So as you can see, I've opted for the disc version, which comes in a white box showing the console and the DualSense controller on the front. At the top of the box, we have the Sony logo on the left, as well as the 8K, 4K 120Hz, and the HDR logo on the top right. The right side of the box is pretty simple, just a PS5 logo at the bottom, and a list of the contents within the packaging. On the back side, we see an image of the PlayStation 5 in the horizontal orientation with the DualSense controller next to it. Some key marketing phrases like lightning speed, breathtaking immersion, and stunning games, which I have to agree so far. Now at the top, we have a logo that states that this is the 825 gigabit model. But truthfully, a portion of the SSD space is locked away for the OS, so in actuality you only have a little over 600 gigabytes of storage space for games. And although this may seem like plenty, some next-gen titles are massive. And lastly, on the left side of the box, we have an image of the PlayStation 5 in the vertical orientation with the DualSense controller right underneath. Now, like I said earlier, I've had the console for roughly 4 weeks and unboxed it instantly when I got it. So let's take a look at the console right away. Now, first things first, this console is big. It's massive compared to the last gen PS4, and I gotta say, Sony went with a bold choice with a futuristic design and black and white color scheme. It's hard to miss this PS5 in your entertainment console setup. Now, a few of the accessories that comes with the console. You get a standard power cable. I'm located in the US, so I have a Type A outlet. Next, we have an HDMI 2.1 cable, which is exactly what you'll need for next-gen gaming. You will also need an HDMI 2.1 compatible TV to enjoy VRR 120Hz refresh rate at 4K and HDR. You also get a USB-A to USB-C cable to charge your controller. I'm glad that the controller is USB-C, but I wish Sony had went all out with the USB-C on the front of the console and had only given a dual-end USB-C cable for charging. Next, we have the PS5 base. This is absolutely needed if you're going to lay your console flat, and it's highly recommended to be used in the vertical position as well. We'll talk more about this later. And lastly, we have the DualSense controller. I gotta say, this is by far the best PlayStation controller Sony has designed. It's heavier, larger, and grips better compared to previous generations. One of the key features of the new DualSense controller is the haptic and adaptive triggers. Depending on the type of game you are playing, and if the developers have integrated this feature into the game, the L2 and R2 trigger buttons on the DualSense will apply tension and haptic feedback to add a tactical feel to the gameplay experience. Looking at the rest of the controller, we have the D-pad and the iconic PlayStation controller symbols we all know and love, but now they are transparent buttons instead of printed on the surface. And the center touchpad at the top is larger and smoother compared to the DualShock 4. The controller also has a PlayStation icon button, which can be used to power on the console and will go through the same blue and white startup lights as the console will. The PlayStation button will also bring up a quick access menu from within any game, giving you the ability to return back to the home dashboard, adjust audio levels, check trophy completion, start parties and chat, power down the console, and more. And at the bottom of the controller, you have a headphone jack to plug in your gaming headphones, as well as metal connection points for controller chargers if you decide to get one. Okay, so moving on to the console itself. It is what it is. You either hate it or love it, but you cannot mistake it for any other device in your entertainment center. Whether you're standing it upright or horizontal, it is definitely an eye-catcher. On the front of the console, you have a power button, and if you went with the disc version, you'll also have a disc eject button. Also located on the front is a USB Type A and a Type C to plug in your accessories. On the back of the console, you have cooling vents throughout because the console does get pretty hot, but surprisingly, it's pretty quiet. Now for the connections, you have two USB-A ports for accessories, an Ethernet port and an HDMI 2.1 port, and a power port. Unfortunately, Sony decided to do away with the optical audio port, so some of your previous gaming headsets may no longer be compatible with this generation. Now if you decide to keep the console in the horizontal position, you will 100% need to use the base that is included to balance the console. If you're using the console in the vertical position, the base is still highly recommended. The assembly for the horizontal position is pretty easy. On the back of the console, on the bottom plate, you will find the PlayStation icons. You line up the base bracket with the end of the icons, and that's it. Your PlayStation is now perfectly stable and balanced. For the vertical position, you will spin the bottom of the base to reveal a screw hidden inside of the base. Spin the base also lines the bracket up for the vertical position. You place the base on the bottom of the PlayStation and line it up with the screw hole on the bottom of the console. Screw it in, and you're all set to go. So now that your console's all plugged in and set, you have two options to power on your console. Either you press the power button on the front of the console, or you press the PlayStation icon located on the center of the controller. The lights around the touchpad will start to go blue and then transition to white during the startup process. You'll also notice a similar glow pattern on the console during startup. The console will take you through a quick setup to set up the edge of your screen, the HDR and dynamic range of your TV. After a quick login to your PlayStation account, you are up and running with your brand new PS5. The dashboard will feel new yet familiar if you're coming from the PlayStation 4. Similar layout with the icons moving left to right and pressing down on the D-pad, while over a game icon will show more options and information about the game. Some games even have their own individual wallpaper and custom music, which is a nice touch. Sony did change the way the PlayStation button on the controller responds compared to the last generation DualShock controller. You only tap the button now versus holding it down, which took a little bit of getting used to. Pressing the PlayStation button on the controller brings up a menu along the bottom of the screen, which lays on top of everything else, whether you are on the home screen, in the settings menu, the PlayStation Store, or even in-game. This menu gives you quick access to a lot of options for the console. You get options for a quick switch to other games, access to your network settings, broadcasting to Twitch or YouTube, your profile, your friend base, Bluetooth connection, audio settings, and much more. You can press the option button on your controller to edit this menu. You can add options or rearrange them to your liking. One of the greatest features of the PlayStation 5 and next generation consoles in general is how fast the load times are and how quickly you can pick up from where you left off, especially if you're placing the console in sleep mode. The moment you come back to start up again, your game will resume from the exact spot you stopped. No need to start the game, load a save, wait for load screens. Those days are long gone and honestly not missed. So far, I have played Spider-Man Miles Morales, Ghost of Tsushima, Astro's Playroom, Stray, and LEGO Star Wars. And of all the games, surprisingly, LEGO Star Wars was the only one that brought up a load screen. Alright you guys, well there you have it, a not so PS5 unboxing in 2022. I am completely impressed with this console. Unfortunately, these are still hard to get even 20 months after launch, so good luck to everyone who is trying, and keep at it. So thanks for watching everyone, you have made it to the end of my very first YouTube video. Please like, subscribe to my channel, and leave a blue heart in the comment section below if you made it to the end of this video. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at InfinniteLife, and we'll see you next time.